Hey mamas, so today we're going to be doing something a little bit unusual, not as common needs as most things. My son, he's 14 now, he has an autoimmune disorder, so he gets regular infusions at our local children's hospital, and he always gets complimented by the nurses on his infusion shirts. And I started out making them, he was like half the size he is now, maybe less even, just out of old or out of new, depending, cheapo raglan style t-shirts because they have this great seam that's already at the place where the infusion shirts have a zipper. And the retail ones were really only available in adult sizes. And my son just likes solid colors anyway, but I was thinking, why not do a tutorial to make some cute ones? My daughter no longer likes little cute kid pattern dresses, and I have a lot of leftover fabrics in those cute prints. So first I'm going to show you how I modded these, retail shirts to make them into infusion shirts. And then I'm going to show you how to make some from scratch. So if you've got cute fabrics around, or if you want to just cut up something else for a cute knit fabric, it'll work really well. So this first one that I made is kid size medium. I think he was probably kid size small at the time, but I only make them every other size. So like now he's in an adult large, even though he's really only an adult medium. And the last one that he had was an adult small. And then before that he had an kids large, and before that he had a kids medium, but we never did a small and we never did like an XL. We just skipped sizes because, you wear them like once every month or whatever. But if a kid is doing chemo, or if a kid needs more frequent infusions, like when my son was 7, he used to have to get them weekly, then you might want to make a couple different shirts and maybe make them every size. Or just, I've tried to give them away and do hand-me-downs in the past, and nobody's ever wanted them. But maybe with new ones, I'll give them and donate them to the hospital and see if they like them. So this one was a little raglan-style button-up collar right here. And this is when I was so long ago, I just tried to do one for like that day. And I went and got some of that pre-made snap tape from Joann. And I just got it in black because the shirt was part black. And I literally hand loop stitched it on. That's all it is. You can just, super simple. You can sort of see. Just super simple hand sewn onto the shirt. And that's all I had to do. It held up through tons of washes. He's not super active. And this is just a straight, like, in and out, like, super basic hand stitch. I didn't even want to bother with, getting out of the machine for this one. It was just to see if it would work. And it worked great. I only did it on the one side because he has a portacath only on one side of his chest. But with this one, it was really great because it already had this little button down in the front, and we could literally just take down that whole side. And it worked really well. So if you want to start with just a basic, like, I think I got this one at Ross for $5.99 or $6.99. It was a very inexpensive shirt. You can just find a raglan style shirt and some snap tape and just do it like this. Took all of maybe 15 minutes to do. It was super fast. But it's a great solution. And you can do a shirt that your kid loves, or if you're doing it for a friend that they love, or just a style that they like, or a pattern that they like, or a color that they like. So that was the first one I ever did. And it held up great. It was great. I did these first ones in black and red because my son loves red, but also because I figured if they got blood on them, that nobody would care. So these ones are in black and red purely because I didn't want to deal with stains. So then this next one was a kid's large. It was bigger. He probably wore this only, 2 years ago. And the same red and dark gray. I got a basic Ross brand raglan shirt. And I just did a zipper this time. I had some zippers that were a bunch of these short zippers I bought to make reusable sandwich bags and reusable snack bags, and maybe we'll have to do a tutorial for those. But I had a bunch of colors. I had a bag of like 40 zippers for like $9 on Amazon, and I just had a bunch of pairs. So they matched pretty much every fabric I had. So this little red one, I just sewed it. I seam popped down the middle so I wouldn't lose any fabric off the shirt. And then what was part of the serge I just used to fold under. And then I had this kind of same charcoal gray color, not quite the same, that I made a backing to so that the zipper wouldn't be scratchy against the skin. And so on the inside, it's just sewn on to one side with this, and then on the other side, it's just the other side of the zipper. And it was just straight stitched on, nothing fancy. I just cut the neck. It's not finished. It won't run though. It's a knit and it's tight and it's just in the part there. It won't cause any problems. Not perfect. Doesn't look perfect, but it's pretty good. And that's just one side again, because he only has the one-sided port. It's just to be able to do the initial accessing of the port, and then after that, when he's got it all taped up, they just zip it back up again, and he can wear it and brush off any crumbs, because he tends to eat snacks while he does his infusions. His infusions last about 4 hours long. I did find a free raglan pattern online, and I'll be linking it in the description. I didn't use it. I cut it out, and I modded it a bit to try to use it. It wasn't exactly the right shape or length for my zippers that I was using, but it's from lifesosavory.com. See if I can focus in on that. And it was free, and it's kid sizes. It goes from 2T all the way up to 14, 16 or 12, 14 or something. So it's good. It's got a bunch of universal ones. Again, I would probably only do every third size, or just do a small, medium, large. You don't need a really precise fit on something like this. It's just to be something cute, kind of like a hospital robe is just kind of a general size, and it works really well. And the nurses love it. And you can make matching masks, and it would be fabulous. So then the way that I did it is like how I always do it, where I take the one I already have that I know fits, and I just trace it onto cut open grocery paper, right? I open up my grocery bags, and I just trace the sections that I have. And then, if you've got a fold for a sleeve, this is the large size. You've got your folded sleeve, or you can just use a single piece, and then you can just fold it to get the right size on your fabric, or fold your fabric and then cut. So many options, and it's so simple. And then with that, I use about a 1.5 inch strip of stretchy cotton fabric for the trim at the neck. And for the edges of the arms, if you want them to cuff in a little bit, you can make it tighter, but I'm just going to have mine go straight down. And then you have less finished seams and mostly just serged, but you could also do it with a stretch stitch and a sewing machine. The area around the zipper, we're going to be using a sewing machine. And I'm using a lot of the binding tape, the 1/4 inch double-sided stick, washable. There's another name besides binding tape, but I can't remember it. I'm not good with words. But it's this roll. I've got it right here. It's this little roll. And it comes with protecting on one side, but when you tape it down, it just stops stretchy fabrics from stretching. And it sticks to it, and then you can just tape it down on one side and fold it over. And you don't need to iron it or anything. You can just sew right on. And then you don't need to use a walking foot, and your machine won't gather up your fabric. And it's really easy and really quick. So you can make a custom shirt. You could use the same type top and make a dress. If it's your little girl or friend's little girl, they might want to wear their pretty dress for infusion day, and maybe it'll make it that much more special. They get to go and put on their fancy dress, and it's also accessible for the nurses. So seems like a good idea to me. We never got that because, my kid's a boy and he just wanted solid blue or solid red or solid black. So pretty simple. Anyway, let's get to it.